Alarming research findings released by the Ministry of Health today have confirmed fears that obesity is caused by a mutated form of the virus URFAT2. It is now spreading via person-to-person transmission and is airborne. The virus causes constant and insatiable hunger, craving for fats, sugar, chocolate, fizzy drinks with E numbers, and cake. There's no known cure for the disease. According to the Department of Health, the obese are now highly contagious and must be avoided. The Home Office has said it will be cordoning off fat zones and the obese will be subject to curfew and only allowed out after 11 p.m. Police have said it will not be too difficult to round them up as they're quite easy to outrun. Space, however, will be an issue, and fat camps planned for greenbelt areas are already raising concern among environmental campaigners who fear the virus may spread to wildlife and fat birds may die. The report shows half of all adults in the UK may already have contracted the virus, which is believed to have been brought into the country by obese migrants. Professor No Lard says obesity is now a bigger threat to the country than terrorism.
Category hopeless.
In response to this report, the government has declared war on obesity. Airstrikes were launched on Rotherham and Glasgow East in the early hours of this morning, and troops have been mobilised to round up the obese to try and stem the epidemic.
Hello, Kelly here, and I have two fat extremists talking about the epidemic that has hit England today. Now, Anna, how do you feel on a day-to-day basis you're treated by people who aren't infected with the fat virus?
It is very hard for us because many of us used to be thin, and then the government reduced the prices for food and we couldn't help ourselves, and we feel that we need more guidance rather than being isolated. It's very hard for us. We miss being together with all sorts of people. I wish people could understand us better.
Anna here feels that she's not being understood better and that, she should be integrated back into society. How do you feel about that, Francesca?
I think it's disgusting the way that we're being treated. It's a typical thing by the government, and I love food, and I think by doing that, it's terrible. There's no rights there. There's no human fat rights, and I'm going to fight against it. I'm not going to accept this at all.
How do you feel about environmentalists who are worried about the wildlife who actually may become extinct by getting the fat virus in your quarantined areas?
There isn't a problem. Again, it's a governmental thing. They get these poncy people come around with their things about what to eat and what not to eat, and the only reason why animals are disappearing is because people are eating them. There's no epidemic, there's panic, scaremongering, and it's not right.
Well, Anna, Francesca, thank you very much. Back to you in the studio.
The newly appointed Minister of Food, Jamie Oliver, has urged panic, stating that running around screaming helps to improve cardiovascular fitness and reduces the risk of heart disease. This advice has been taken to heart by the general public, and shoppers are stocking up on supplies of vegetables, lentils and laxatives in an effort to protect themselves. Food, Oliver has added, is just too cheap, and with full government backing, is drawing up plans to close supermarkets and raise prices 500% on all non-organic items. According to projections, if no cure is found by the end of 2009, 10 out of every 7 people in the UK may die. The severest risks face those who work in food outlets, have sofas and watch a lot of TV on large screens.
Hello, this is Kelly here talking to Emily. Hi Emily, now how do you feel that this epidemic has been treated? Do you think that the treatment is adequate?
No, it's shocking. We've got a real problem with this epidemic and no one's doing anything about it. We've got fat people just running around, scaring people like me. You can hardly walk down the street for fear of coming into contact with this virus. It's just shocking. Like my nan, she's 7 stone. She lives in fear, and it's not a way to live.
Shocking. What do you think should be done about these fat people?
We need a zero tolerance policy, in my opinion. We've got, these fat people, they don't stick to their zones. They come out and they sit on your benches, they drink their fat and they eat their chips. And we need policing the streets to make sure that they they stick to their zones.
With Christmas looming, Christmas dinners which are rich in omega-109 monosodium glutamatidiabolic hydrosaturated combo K9 EE14EE are a major cause for concern. Health spokesman Dr. Wei-in says people will not feel full after their turkey and may keep on eating and explode. Christmas must be banned, he says, as the carnage into the new year is a potential nightmare. Until a vaccine is discovered, primary school pupils in England and Wales will not be allowed food in schools and will be weighed, measured and poked with a stick to monitor the spread of the disease. Where children are found to be overweight, social workers will be sent to their homes to confiscate all food and arrest parents.